Hello viewers, welcome to the Dateline Northeast, a program that gives an overview of the developments in India's Northeast region. I'm your host Chandra Galan. The highlights of today's program are: amateur officials visit Tripura to accelerate the process of brew repatriation. People in India's Northeast region celebrate spirit of democracy. National Archery Championship in Imphal promotes the traditional game. And strawberry farming, a booming business in Manipur. A high-level team led by Special Secretary to the Ministry of Home Affairs, Internal Security, M.K. Singla, along with officials of Mizoram, recently visited the Mizoram displaced people's camps in North Tripura district to take stock of the repatriation process, which is still on hold. Following clashes with local Mizo population over land in Mizoram, hundreds of Bru people had fled the state and took refuge in the camps in Tripura. Before going back to their last home, they have turned out seeking fulfillment of their demands sooner. A report.
Riang tribals or the Brus had fled from Mizoram and have been living in North Tripura's Kanchanpur areas for the last 19 years following ethnic clashes with Mizos over land disputes. Owing to that, the centre has been making efforts to help the Bru refugees and repatriate them to their home state, safe and sound. To expedite the process of repatriation of the Bru refugees to Mizoram, keeping in mind the long-standing demands of the Riangs, a team of officials led by Special Secretary to the Ministry of Home Affairs, Internal Security, M.K. Singla, along with the officials of Mizoram, visited the camps of displaced people in North Tripura.
हमारा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, मिजोरम गवर्नमेंट, त्रिपुरा गवर्नमेंट बहुत अपना पूरा कोशिश कर रही है कि ये लोग जो 20 साल से यहाँ पे रिफ्यूजी के तरह रहते हैं उनको कैसे इनको वापस बसाया जाए.
Large number of Bru refugees were seen during the meeting with hopes and expectations of their legitimate demands getting fulfilled soon. It is worth mentioning that despite several initiatives taken by Mizoram government to bring them back, the refugees have been reluctant to go back to their villages unless their demands for food and security is met. However, now according to the latest development, the centre is affirmative and is taking all possible measures to fulfill their demands and is supporting the repatriation process. Singla also visited 3 camps at Ashapara, Hazarchara and Naisingpara.
इसमें इनको एनरोल किया जाएगा तो जितना बेनिफिट मिजो को मिल रहा है वो इनको भी मिलेगा. अब इससे ज़्यादा बाहर इनको आउट ऑफ द वे जाके नहीं कर पाएंगे.
Moreover, an amount of rupees 1.30 lakhs has been sanctioned for repatriation. Houses and free rations will also be provided.
This time they just place the package which they have prepared for next repatriation, and they have given no chance to the Bru, displaced persons who are living in the camp, to express their grievances and to know the point which they have mentioned here for clarification and all. So, in this regard, we request the Maheshji to have a meeting with us, to hold a meeting. So, accordingly, we have discussed with our people.
About 35,000 Bru or the Riang from neighbouring Mizoram are taking shelter in 6 evacuee camps in Kanchanpur subdivision of North Tripura district, and the centre is expected to solve their issue and fulfill their demands. As informed by the MHA officials, repatriation is most likely to take place by November this year.
The 2 northeastern states of Meghalaya and Nagaland witnessed a decent turnout of voters as young and old alike thronged polling booths to exercise their franchise, hoping for a wave of change. Voting in both states was being conducted for 59 assembly seats out of the total of 60-member assemblies, as one candidate has been declared unopposed in Nagaland. An election in one constituency of Meghalaya has been countermanded. Election fever gripped northeastern states of Meghalaya and Nagaland as a wave of change hovered in both the states. Congress-ruled state of Meghalaya and the Naga People's Front-ruled state of Nagaland conducted polls amid tight security. A large number of voters, including old and young alike, from every nook and corner of both the states, turned out to their nearest polling booths to exercise their franchise, expecting for a stable government for the next 5 years. A total of 361 candidates were in the fray in Meghalaya, including 33 women, while in Nagaland, more than 184 candidates, including 11 independent candidates and 5 women candidates, were vying for 59 seats in the 60-member assembly seats in both the states. 75% voter turnout has been recorded in Nagaland and approximately 85% has been recorded in Meghalaya, respectively.
We had an electorate of about 18 lakhs 9,808 because minus Williamnagar, and of which the females were 9 lakh 13,683, and no, I'm sorry, it was 9 lakh 13,683 females and 8 lakh 96,135 males. So the males, the females outnumbered the female voters, and this is also one of the few states where the female voters outnumber the male voters, and it is quite rightly so, because we are a gender-sensitive state. And apart from that, we had an electorate where almost 89,000 plus, close to 90,000 were first-time voters.
Although polling at many booths in Meghalaya was delayed due to malfunctioning of EVMs and VVP ATs, it did not let the morale of the voters down. Over 18 lakhs voters in Meghalaya and over 11 lakh voters in Nagaland were eligible to cast their votes to decide the fate of the candidates. A spirit of democracy was seen among all as voters, both old and young, queued up outside various polling stations to exercise their franchise with high hopes and optimism, seeking for better governance in the states. As informed by Ram Singh, returning officer of West Garo Hills, voter turnout in Garo Hills alone was recorded 75%.
For this election in Meghalaya, we are looking for development, girl safety, education, employment, and I hope the new upcoming party will look for all these matters and will definitely get to see some development this time.
Meanwhile, Chief Minister of Nagaland, T.R. Zaliang, also cast his vote and appealed all to come forward to vote for the government that would work for the development of the state and ensure peace prevails in the state.
So we hope things will go well, and on third, everything will be met down to the people, and we'll have a peaceful government.
Right now in Nagaland, we need a lot of infrastructural development. We need basic, there are so many basic needs we have, and I'm really hoping that this time, this election is going to bring about a change.
It is worth mentioning that electronic voting machines with voter verifiable paper audit trial machines are being used for voting in Nagaland to ensure seamless polling. While moving on, Manipur's capital city Imphal hosted the third edition of the International Convention and Expo of Services Exports in an effort to boost international trade and business in the northeast region of India and adding wings to India's ACTIS policy. The convention highlighted the potential in developing service industry of the region and neighboring ASEAN countries with special focus on air connectivity and free flow of trade goods and services.
The rich biodiversity and natural resources of the Northeast region presents varied range of potential in trade and commerce sector, tourism and business development among others in the Southeast Asia countries. Northeast India being the geostrategic region for connecting India to the neighboring ASEAN countries, the region plays a pivotal role in the country in strengthening the international relations with the neighboring countries. The International Convention and Expo of Service Industry in Imphal boosted the perspective of the region in skilled sectors and opened gateway to the prospective investors in various array of services sector in the region. Organized by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of Manipur, International of Chamber for Service Industry and Manipur Infrastructure Development Agency, the third edition of the International Convention and Expo of Services Export NER1 ASEAN Focus CLNV included Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar and Vietnam. The mega event was held under the theme Tapping Potential of Services Sector, catering to domestic and international demands.
The government is totally committed over here. They are very keen, and our chamber has taken this particular task in a very, very professional, pragmatic way. And with MIDA, we are working in that particular direction. And travel agents, tour operators, hoteliers, aviation, sector skills, keeping all that together packaged, I'm pretty sure that it's a wonderful beginning, and we are very positive that it will yield good results in times to come.
The third annual convention emphasized on services sectors including aviation, tourism, hospitality, education, skills capacity, IIT and telecom, media and entertainment, etc., with special focus to the state of Manipur and Myanmar country. Stating that the Indian Northeast region is a landmass where the ASEAN begins, Ambassador of Myanmar to India, Mo Kyung-ong, said there is a need to increase the air connectivity between the two countries, such as direct flight from Imphal to Rangkun. Improvement in connectivity, especially the air connectivity with the neighboring countries, will lead to free flow of trade, goods and services and build an economic community which would strengthen the commercial and economic relationship with Myanmar and other ASEAN countries. Catering in air connectivity will not only benefit the passengers but also increase cargo density, leading to employment generation and encouraging entrepreneurship.
Building connectivity and promoting trade and investment between India, Northeast and Myanmar offers the opportunity to link regional production network for India by giving easy access to market of 800 million consumers of ASEAN.
Speaking at the occasion, Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh also stretched on building resort to attract more tourists in the state. He also disclosed his government's plan in acquiring 100 acres of land near Tangnopal area in Imphal to Moreh Road for the construction of the resort. He also informed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi also allocated funds for the construction of 39 big culverts in the areas of Indo-Myanmar border.
Why we should not make Manipur a station? Because very near to going to Southeast Asia country, we need not to go to Calcutta, we need not go to Guwahati. We can directly go here, from here, and it will be shortened. And I also requesting to the Myanmar ambassador and as well as to the External Affairs Ministry to open the business, road business, border business, directly from Myanmar to India through this Moreh.
Moreover, in a move to build better surface transport connectivity between Manipur, Myanmar and Bangkok and improve the cross-border and regional cooperation, delegates from Manipur State of India, Sakhin Region, Mandalay Region, India-Myanmar Chamber of Commerce and the Sakhin Promoters Group met in Mandalay at the Mizima Foundation Business Meeting on 29 January 2018.
Let us now take a look at some of the events that made news in the Northeast recently.
Recently, a summit on Northeast region of India bridging gaps on security borders was held in New Delhi. Experts and delegates gathered and discussed ways of strengthening border security to stop influx of illegal immigrants in the Northeast, arms infiltration, smuggling and other border-related issues. Addressing the summit, Chairman, Chiefs of Staff Committee and Navy Chief Admiral Sunil Lamba said, due to its geographical position, Northeast India has the potential to emerge as a bridge between the rest of India and Southeast Asia. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh and Manipur's High Court Chief Justice Abhilasha Kumari laid the foundation stone for Manipur Judicial Academy at Pangay in Imphal East District. Speaking on the occasion, N. Biren Singh said that the problems being encountered by all would be solved once the construction of the academy gets completed. Singh also informed that in order to start construction of the academy, the state government had already deposited an amount of Rs 5.16 crore to the state PWD in March 2016. The Chief Minister said the academy would enhance the knowledge of the people engaged in the field of law in the state. After laying the foundation stone, Kumari expressed hope that in the future, same kind of synergy would exist where legislature and judiciary would cooperate with each other in areas so that people of Manipur could benefit. ICAR Research Complex for NEH region in collaboration with the Cotton Research and Development Association Hisar and Indian Association of Hill Farming organized a 4-day-long international congress on cotton and other fiber crops in the premises of ICAR Research Complex. Around 250 scientists, academicians, researchers and students from all across the globe attended the Congress to deliberate on various issues related to sustainable development of fiber crop sector in India. Addressing the Congress, Director of ICAR Research Complex for NEH region, Dr. N. Prakash spoke about the importance of International Congress on cotton and other fiber crops. He highlighted the need to organize the program for the benefit of the farmers. He stressed on the fact that cotton was the most used fiber and India has placed itself as the #1 country in cotton production.
Sports has been an integral part of human life. Following the footsteps of many global players, many youth from the country, including the northeastern region, are now opting for sports in different disciplines, both professionally and amateurs. The recently concluded National Archery Championship for Armed Forces in Imphal revived the popularity of one of the traditional games of the country. Take a look.
The use of archery dates back many centuries in the history of our country. North-East state of Manipur has produced a great number of professional players both in national and international arenas. The recently concluded 6th edition of All India Police Archery Championship 2017-18 at Kuman Lambak Sports Stadium in Imphal attracted residents of the state apart from personnel in uniforms. Organized by Manipur Police, over 300 archers from 26 police and defense forces units from across the country participated and showcased their skills. Addressing the opening ceremony, State Governor Dr. Najma Heptullah lauded Manipur Police for bringing the forces under a single platform and promoting national integration through sports.
Games and sports are considered an integral part of the individual, including uniformed forces, and it keeps one physically and mentally fit. It is scientifically proven that, in fact, that for a person to perform well, professionally or otherwise, it is very important to de-stress from time to time.
The mega event saw archers from various units endorsing their best tactics and aiming skills in targeting the center point, which requires a person to be physically and mentally fit. This national championship event provides platform to the personnel not only to showcase their skills, but a platform to bring them closer and understand each other better in building a sense of unity. By maintaining the consistency in the top spot from the initial stage, the Border Security Forces emerged victories in women's category by winning 41 medals in total, including 12 gold, 10 silver and 9 bronze medals, whereas host Manipur Police women's team backed the runners-up title. Meanwhile, in men's title, Indo-Tibetan Border Police lifted a winner's trophy of the 6th All India Police Archery Championship by winning 10 medals in totals, with 5 gold medals and 2 silver and 3 bronze medals respectively.
There are some archers are equally good in the national competition, and international standard archers are also be here in the competition. And even though sometimes they may not be on the medals, even though in the qualification round they have their good performance, but in the man-to-man fight competition, but it means elimination round, sometimes may lose, sometimes won. But it is what happened. But by and large, after examining the situation, it is a nice program, nice things, and it is good organization and base competition so far held. As per information, is the best, one of the best organization, one of the best competitive competition held here in Manipur.
Archery is considered to be a recreational cum competitive game, and such tournaments will help immensely in distressing the personnel in uniforms.
Over the years, various global organizations, scientists, environmentalists and intellectuals from across the globe have raised concern for the alarming global climate change and to bring forth a cleaner and a greener earth with renewable energy, reducing carbon footprints and numerous other methods, including the use of science and technology for a better future. The recently concluded National Science Film Festival of India in Guwahati city shared the spirit in spreading awareness on environment through movies.
Spreading the awareness on environment in an innovative way through the medium of science and cinema, the 8th edition of the National Science Film Festival of India in Assam's Guwahati city was organized by the Vigyan Prasar Department of Science and Technology, Government of India in a collaboration with the Department of Journalism, Guwahati University. The first of its kind event in the Northeast region was aimed at promoting scientific overview of climate change through science films. Through the films, it also aims to make science accessible to the common people and not only confined in laboratories.
हमारे नर्टिस के लिए ये बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट है इसीलिए क्योंकि यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा प्रीजुडिसेस हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा सुपरस्टिशन है, हुइच हंटिंग का प्रॉब्लम है, काफ़ी सारे प्रॉब्लम हैं। इसीलिए ये हम लोग को साइंटिफिक टेम्पर इनकलकेट करना है। तो साइंस इज़ ए वेरी पोटेंट medium, film is a very potent medium to inculcate the scientific temperament among the grassroots people. So इसीलिए मुझे लगता है ये जो साइंस फिल्म फेस्टिवल हुआ है इससे एक नया एरा स्टार्ट होगा और हम लोग साइंटिफिक टेम्परमेंट इनकलकेट कर सकेंगे.
During the 5-day-long mega event, 82 films were shortlisted for the mega competition. 5 different categories were screened at Regional Science Centre, Khanpara. The films were made by various independent filmmakers, production houses, college and school students including 20 national and international organizations like UNICEF, Indo-US Science and Technology Forum, British High Commission, etc. The films were made under various themes which include science, nature, health, technology, biodiversity and innovation. Meanwhile, another 17 international films from the US, UK, Germany, Italy, Norway, Switzerland and South Korea were also screened at the film festival.
अगर आप देखेंगे तो कहीं पे होता है कि अपने आप आग लग जाती है. ये ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है, सल्फर का रिएक्शन होता है, फास्फोरस का रिएक्शन होता है, लेकिन गांव में लोग इसे भूत मानते हैं. सो अगर ये सब बातें अगर लोगों के बीच में जाएंगे और हम सोचते हैं स्टूडेंट्स के साथ साथ वो गांव के एरिया में भी अगर ये सब दिखाएंगे तो लगता है मुझे इतना दूर नहीं है हम लोग का देश कि ये काला जादू ये सबको ख़त्म कर सके.
3-time Green Oscar winner and noted wildlife photographer and environmentalist Dr. Mike Pandey's film titled Looking for Sultan, the story of a dominant tiger of Ranthambore Sanctuary who vanished suddenly, was part of the 2 special screening films. Speaking on the occasion as jury chairman, Dr. Mike Pandey emphasized on the importance of each and every organism in maintaining the ecological balance and the role of science films in creating awareness.
If you look around, जहाँ भी आप देखें, चारों ओर साइंस है, लेकिन हम कभी जानते नहीं हैं. पेड़ भी साइंस है, क्या करता है? क्लोरोफिल बनाता है, फ्रूट्स बनाता है, सूर्य की ऊर्जा उस पर पड़ती है. तो पेड़ काटने के लिए नहीं है, जलाने के लिए नहीं है. ये हमें ऑक्सीजन भी देते हैं, पानी को भी साफ करते हैं. तो सिटीजन साइंस, जब तक लोगों को ये नहीं पता लगेगा कि कुदरत की जो चीज़ें हैं इर्द गिर्द, हर प्रजाति जो कुदरत ने बनाई है वो कोई ना कोई मकसद रखती है. तो साइंटिफिकली उसको एक्सप्लेन करना, तब लोगों को पता लगेगा कि हमारा लगाव कुदरत के साथ क्या है, नेचर के साथ क्या है, पेड़ के साथ क्या है, बाग के साथ क्या है.
Apart from film screening, other activities including panel discussions, workshops and filmmaking classes from various distinguished panelists, eminent filmmakers and scientists, professionals who draw science-based cartoons from across the country were also featured. Altogether, around 300 filmmakers along with scientists, film critics, college students from across the country were part of the event.
India's northeast region is blessed with favorable climate that makes it suitable for cultivation of varieties of crops. Realizing the untapped potential of the farming sector, many youths of the region are now making a career out of crop production. One such venture undertaken in the field of farming in the state of Manipur is strawberry cultivation that has paved the way for an alternative source of livelihood.
Strawberry cultivation has become a lucrative business in the state of Manipur as youths of the region are taking it up with an endeavour to develop entrepreneurial skills and also to show the commercial viability of the fruit in the global market. After Assam and Meghalaya, strawberry cultivation has found its foothold in the state of Manipur at Yaripok Bishnunaha village in Thobal district, where a 39-year-old man named Akoijam Khogan Singh have successfully cultivated their first crop. Akoijam Khogan, a postgraduate in service industry from ITFT Chandigarh, started cultivating strawberries way back in the year 2014, and since then it has paved the way for new source of livelihood for many unemployed youths and farmers in the state. Khogan himself is making a good living out of his farming career and manages his family well with no financial constraints.
My cultivation, it was started on October. October is the best time to do the cultivation of the strawberry in all over India. So I have started on September last, and it was planted after when the plant comes from the Pune. Then it was met by, this is a tissue culture plant, so it got from Holland joint venture to the Pune. After that, 6 months only, means like 3 to 4 months, it start flowering. Then now is January last or February starting only. We got the cultivation. Then we get the strawberry to be cut.
Khogan's venture has given a boost to the resource mobilization of the state, as most of the unused fields are used by farmers for harvesting of crops, especially strawberry. Inspired by the initiative, farmers from the remotest corner of the state are engaging themselves in strawberry cultivation because of its commercial viability. It has become a source of livelihood for these farmers who are sustaining their families by the modest income they earn by cultivating the crop. It is worth mentioning that since a trial experiment in 2014, Khogan's successful endeavor of strawberry farming has been able to generate a total turnover of more than 1 lakh within a short span of time.
I side the Hizaragadi Masiamna Noiba, 2018 Yoina, Haksang the Noibam the Fauzi, Adoga, fresh oina Pangbaisi, hygienic oire, red so odum hong adum pangi, Aduna, Haksang the Suyam, Canarina, Tamzeki.
Such an initiative by the youth of the region will enhance the growth of conventional method of farming for better commercialization of the products, thereby generating income of the farmers who are an essential asset of the country.
Well, viewers, with that we have come to the end of this episode of Roving Report. Do connect with us through our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at AnyIndia_ANI. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to get latest news updates from the Northeast. I'm your host Chandrakala signing off. Goodbye and take care.